you've been doing your research on Indianapolis suburbs, you've probably seen Carmel and Fishers at the top of everyone's list, and those are solid choices. I work in both of them, but there is one suburb on the northwest side that consistently gets passed over in those lists, and the people who find it tend to wonder why they didn't look at it sooner. That's Zionsville, Indiana. And in this video, I'm going to give you a real breakdown of what it actually is like to move there, what it costs, what the school's like, and what the vibe is. Stay through the end because I'm going to cover the housing market, neighborhoods, commute times, schools, and give you my honest take on who Zionsville is right for and who might want to look elsewhere. Okay, here's the thing about Zionsville. When people are relocating to Indianapolis, they'll spend a lot of time comparing Carmel to Fishers or Noblesville to Westfield, and Zionsville kind of sits off to the side. It's in Boone County, not Hamilton County, so it doesn't always show up in the same breath as the other north side suburbs. And because it's smaller and has tighter inventory, there's just less content about it, which means people either overlook it entirely or they stumble into it late in the process and wish they'd started there. What makes it tricky is that Zionsville isn't for everyone. It's generally one of the more distinctive suburbs in the Indianapolis metro, and if you don't know what you're looking at, you might skip it for the wrong reason. So let me actually show you what's there. Zionsville sits about 18 miles northwest of downtown Indianapolis in Boone County. Population is right around 32,000, which makes it one of the smaller suburbs in this conversation. Carmel is 4 or 5 times the size. That's not a bug, that's the point. The thing that makes Zionsville different from every other suburb on the north side is the village. It has an actual brick-paved main street with independent shops, restaurants, a farmer's market, community events. It's not a lifestyle amenity that got bolted on. It's the original town center. When people say Zionsville has a small town feel, they mean it in a way that they don't mean it about most suburbs. Boone County also operates independently from Marion County, same as Johnson County on the south side. Separate school districts, separate tax structure, and that matters, and I'll come back to that point. Hey guys, it's Craig. As much as I love making these videos, there is one thing I love more, and that is helping families and people from all over the United States make their move to my hometown, Indianapolis. I have helped countless families make this move, so whether you're coming out next week, next month, or even next year, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is right here on the screen and linked in the description in case you missed the on-screen pop-up. I look forward to helping you and your family make the move to Indianapolis. Now let's talk about the housing market. Zionsville has some of the highest home prices in the Indianapolis metro, and that's not an accident. You've got a constrained geographic footprint, tight inventory, top-ranked schools, and a lot of demand from buyers who specifically want this suburb and won't settle for something else. The average home value right now is in the $570,000 range to $680,000 range, depending on which source you're pulling from, and the median sale price on a higher-end transactions has been running closer to $685,000 to $800,000. Zillow is showing an average around $571 with about 4% appreciation year over year. For context, that's meaningfully higher than Fishers and Noblesville, and it's in the same conversation as Carmel's upper range. What your money gets you here at $500,000 to $600,000, you're looking at established neighborhoods, solid square footage, and homes that are 15 to 25 years old. Well-maintained, good bones. If you're at $700,000 to $800,000 and above, you're getting into newer construction and master planned communities or larger acreage properties on the outer edges of town. The luxury segment, $1 million and up, exists here and is actually quite competitive with tight inventory in that range. One thing worth knowing, new construction in communities like Wild Air and Bradley Ridge are active right now, and that's attracting buyers who want modern finishes without going to Westfield or Noblesville. But resale typically gives you better value per square foot and established landscaping and amenities. What about schools? This is usually the first question I get about Zionsville, and the short answer is that the schools are exceptional. Zionsville Community Schools is the school district, and it ranks 3rd in the state of Indiana on Niche's 2026 rankings. The high school, Zionsville Community High School, is ranked 6th out of 431 high schools in Indiana with a 98.5% four-year graduation rate. The district has about 7,900 students, 16-to-1 student-teacher ratio, 71% of students are scoring at or above proficiency proficiency in math, it also offers nationally recognized STEM programs and a strong arts program. For families moving from higher cost markets on the coast, the combination of a top 3 school district and housing prices that are still well below what they pay in comparable suburbs elsewhere, that's a meaningful quality of life value proposition. One distinction worth making, Zionsville is in Boone County, and the school district is separate from Hamilton County districts like Carmel and Fishers. So if you're buying in Zionsville, your kids are in Zionsville community schools, regardless of which side of the city you're on. There's only one high school. That's actually a feature for a lot of families, and it keeps the community coherent. Now let's talk about the commute and location. Zionsville is 18 miles from downtown Indianapolis, and under normal conditions, you're looking at 20 to 25 minutes on US 421 or I-65. That's a reasonable commute by any standard. If you're working on the northwest side of Indianapolis, Traders Point area, or anywhere along the 465 corridor toward Pike Township, Zionsville is actually more convenient than Carmel or Fishers, which are on the opposite side of the metro. A lot of people don't run that calculation until they start looking at a map. For major employers, Eli Lilly's campus is about 25 to 30 minutes southeast. Roche is accessible. The IU health system has facilities throughout the metro. If you're remote or hybrid, none of this matters much, but if you're commuting daily, Zionsville's location relative to your employer is something to actually map before you commit. One note though, Zionsville does not have the same level of walkability that some buyers expect from a suburb. The village is walkable if you're near it, but you're gonna be driving for most daily errands the way you would in any Indianapolis suburb. It's not a Manhattan situation. Just want to set that expectation correctly. Thinking about relocating to Indianapolis? Well, I have just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours and hours of research. And I've linked it down below, from the top employers, the best hospitals, and a boatload of other things that you need to know before making the move. The best part is that this guide is 100% free. You heard me, 100% free. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. Hope this helps. What's there and what's the daily life like? Well, the village is the social anchor of Zionsville, and it's genuinely charming in a way that's hard to replicate. Brick Main Street, boutique shops, locally owned restaurants, a seasonal farmer's market. This is not a strip mall suburb. There's actually character here. On the dining side, you've got a mix of upscale and casual options, with the village being the concentration point. It's not the density of Carmel's Midtown, but that's what tends to be high quality and local. For outdoor space, Zionsville has the rail trail, a multi-use trail that runs through the community and connects different parts of town. There are parks, green space, and for buyers coming from markets where they value acreage and privacy, Zionsville has that on the outer edges in a way that most Indianapolis suburbs do not. The overall vibe is quieter, more established, a little more residential than commercial. If you're coming from somewhere that's at all new construction and chain restaurants and everything feels like it was built last Tuesday, Zionsville is a deliberate departure from that. Now let's talk about who Zionsville is for and who it's not. Let me just be direct here, because I think this is the most useful thing I can tell you. Zionsville tends to be a strong fit for buyers who are prioritizing schools above almost everything else, want a true small town atmosphere rather than a suburban commercial corridor, have a budget in the $550,000 and above range and are okay with limited inventory, and value character and community over being close to every amenity. It's also historically been a strong long-term appreciation play, which matters if you're thinking about this as an investment as well as a home. It's probably not the right fit if you need to be on the east side or the northeast side of Indianapolis for work. The commute direction works against you. If you want brand new construction with lots of options under $450,000, inventory just isn't there. Or if you're coming from a highly walkable urban environment and want to replicate that in a suburb, Carmel's Midtown is a closer approximation of that than Zionsville is. That's not a knock on Zionsville. It's just that the best suburb for you is the one that matches how you actually live, not just the one that ranks highest on a list. So if Zionsville is on your radar, or if this video put it on your radar for the first time, the next step is a conversation. Zionsville has a very specific inventory situation. It's not a suburb where you can browse casually and take 6 months to decide. When something good keyword comes up, it moves. I work with buyers relocating to the Indianapolis area, Zionsville, Carmel, Fishers, and all the north and south side suburbs. And if you want to talk through whether Zionsville fits what you're looking for, I'm happy to do that. The link to book a call is in the description. There's also a free relocation guide down there if you're still in the research phase and are not quite ready to talk yet. If this video is useful, please subscribe. I put out a new video every week on Indianapolis suburbs, the housing market, and what relocators actually need to know before they make a move. And if you have a question about Zionsville specifically, drop it in the comments. I read and answer everyone.